So good morning all. It's Marco Manso from engineering. I'll be presenting the Sphinx application program interface for third parties as part of work package 3, a task which was led by engineering. So the outline of the presentation, I'll be just providing an overview of the component, also describing the work performed. There are some slides which will describe the design of the component, the achievements, and then the next steps for the remaining of the project on the component. So to remind, the third parties enabling API, this is the part of Sphinx which enables the third parties to programmatically access and interact with the Sphinx platform and its components. So it's in a way opening the Sphinx to access to external parties which can bring and add value from the system. It exposes so the cybersecurity functionalities as mentioned. Obviously the access will be restricted, so it's subject to authentication and authorization for the functions and also for the third parties. In the bottom part, so you see the description of the illustration of the API, in which you have the Sphinx environment, the third-party environment, and then the SAPI as being the gate between the Sphinx environment and the third-party interface environment, which then can be used to certify or to assess the security of devices or the applications from the third party. The work so far, which has been done collaboratively with Edge, CIMAVI, and HMU, we implemented the SAPI component in terms of its design. We used as basis the document 2.6, the architecture version 2, in order to then establish detailed design, which was documented in 3.6, submitted on time, and we also implemented some bits of the SAPI component, which will be tested then in a future iteration. In terms of its main components, so it comprises functions which allows the Sphinx administrators to manage the third parties, but also allows the third party to also manage their accounts, select their subscription plans, programmatically access then the functionalities of Sphinx, including its certification functions. So there will be, in a way, two types of users, which will be the SAPI administrations and the third-party users. The bottom right, you can see some illustration of the technical high-level architecture of the SAPI component between third parties and also components in Sphinx. I will be just illustrating very quickly some of the work that we've been done, because it's important to specify the interaction between the SAPI and some components in Sphinx. In here just describes how the authentication is performed between SAPI and the service manager, which requires some collaboration with Intracom, and we agreed on the format to be used in the project. I also mentioned in terms of users registration, which is done between the third party and the SAPI, so fully managed by the SAPI component. And also just for to understand how a service request is made, which is come from the third party user and then go through a number of steps until it reaches the Sphinx service, which is then sent to the third party user. To give you an idea how a third-party account can be created, so through the Sphinx web interface, third parties can autonomously create their accounts, register whether individual or business users. They can log in, have access to a dashboard. The dashboard shows the kind of usage that has been done in the Sphinx. It also allows the users to manage their API keys and accounts, and can also select the subscription plan which is better fit for their needs. So this is all work in progress, but you can already see some of the functionalities that we are exploring. So in terms of results, we timely submitted the deliverable 3.6, accomplished the high-level design and detailed design of the component. Sequence diagrams were very useful to understand how the component interacts with the other Sphinx components as well, and the first set of functionalities was implemented as described here. So for the next steps, now it's heavy work which will be done for the implementation of the components, remaining functions, achieve integration with the Sphinx components, and also to interact with the Sphinx ecosystem. We will also developing a third-party programmatic access to Sphinx through the API. So this is all. Thank you for your attention, and any questions will be followed. Thank you.